pretty sad news out yesterday that Reggie Goodes, the Hurricanes prop, has decided to call rugby quits at age 26 due to ongoing problems with concussion. It seems to be becoming a more recent, well, not recent, but more regular trend recently that guys are taking their head knocks a lot more seriously and are putting their health first rather than just kind of hardening up and getting on with it like they might have been told to in the olden days. So yeah, I mean, he's had a pretty good career with the Hurricanes. So he had 60 games. You remember him if you were watching in 2016, the year that the Hurricanes ended up winning it. He was pretty much their starting loose head most games. Unluckily for him, like his concussion and that season came. I think it was the last regular season game. He got a bad knock to the head, went off fairly early on in the game, and he didn't return for the rest of that campaign. So the quarter, the semi, and the final, he just had to sit it out. I think Lonnie O'Hela took his place. But yeah, he was putting his health first then. He started to come right. And then in 2017, in a pre-season game up here in Auckland, I was actually at that game. Took another knock to the head. Now, I don't remember that at the game. There was not that I can remember, no kind of big fuss about getting a player off. There wasn't any stretches, anything like that. And the media even reported it at the time as just being kind of an innocuous one that probably wasn't going to have him out for too long. But here we are, almost a year later, and yeah, that's it. His career's done. So yeah, it does seem to be. I mean, Hurricanes, they've had Broadhurst go, they've had Coles out for a long time, missed the British and Irish Lions tour. And now Reggie Goodes. So, I mean, one thing you'd say is whatever the Hurricanes medical people are doing, they're taking it very seriously. If guys are suffering any kind of head knocks, they don't play. They're not messing around with that, which is good. You feel like rugby as a whole, I mean, it's hard to compare sport to sport, but for contact sports, is doing not too badly. Some bin's taking a knock. Not too bad with the whole concussion thing. They've acknowledged it. They've got the head bin, like head injury assessment thing. So they've acknowledged it's there. I'm sure they could be doing more, but I feel like they're doing more than some other sports who are kind of trying their best to ignore it or kind of minimize it, downplay it. It's hard to know what other teams are doing if guys are still playing on through head injuries, but we can see definitely at the Hurricanes that they're not messing around. So, I mean, he's come out and said his health and his family comes first. He's got, I think, a young, daughter. So, yeah, absolutely good on him for pulling the trigger. It couldn't have been an easy decision for him. At age 26, like I say, he'd just, in that 26 season, he was the starting choice guy. I don't remember if he was in an All Black conversation at that point, but you feel like if he'd kept going, he might have gotten there at some point. So, yeah, really sucks for Reggie, but hopefully he'll go on to other things outside rugby, which will kind of keep him busy and keep him happy, keep him healthy. Yeah, and like I said, James Broadhurst, Dane Coles also had it. Pat Lambie's had it with the box. Bernard Foley's had it. I think who was it? Wallaby. Was it Flatley? He retired with concussion way back in the day, even before the concussion debate was even really being had, at least in this degree. So hopefully with concussions we're kind of progressing in the right direction. It just does seem to be some guys who get it and then they're done. I guess it's just luck of the draw, but definitely put your health first. Rugby can come second. All right, well, that's it from me. Wishing Reggie, all the best, and you guys as well. And I'll catch you next time.